What is up, you guys? I am so excited for this video because I love talking about goals. I love a good new year and just like I thrive in this moment. This is my stuff. I have all my journals since I started the content bug, which is now Cathrin Manning. If you guys have not been with me that long, I have got all of the goals that I ever set for myself, and I want to break down some of my mistakes and things that I did in the beginning and how I have learned to better set goals now and actually achieve them. So the first thing that I want to bring up is that I do have a blow it up blueprint, and that is the system and the strategy that I have been using for years that has actually helped me to scale my brand. So it's more of an evaluation that walks you through step by step, where's your business and your brand at right now, where do you want to go, and how can you actually get there. And I was using that system for so long, and then it hit me that, hey, this is going to be really helpful for you guys. So I ended up putting it into a workbook that you guys can purchase, download, print out, and work through it. And it's seriously going to help you if you have absolutely no direction right now and you don't know what the next steps are, and maybe you feel like you're spinning your wheels. Definitely check that out. I will include a link in the description bar down below for you guys. I want to do something special for you guys. If you are just going into 2021 and you want to absolutely crush it, I am doing a sale on the Blow It Up Blueprint. If you use the coupon code Let's Go in all caps, Let's Go, you get 25% off the blueprint. It ends up saving you $6. And if you watch this video, that's the only way you're gonna know about it. So let's go. Let's kill it in 2021. We're gonna take a look back at all of the goals that I ever set since I started my brand, the Content Bug at the time, which is now transitioned into Cathrin Manning. And I bought my website in October of 2016. I didn't end up launching my website until January of 2017. But in that time, I was trying to build a website all by myself because I couldn't afford a website designer or developer. So those 3 months were kind of a wash. But at the start of 2017, here were my goals. The end goal was to be working on my own. And then I have KPIs. So these are key performance indicators. And these were the steps that I wanted to do. So the very first thing was get 5K a month in income, 50,000 Instagram followers, 50 blog posts launched on my website, 5 guest blog posts, so me writing on other people's websites, and then Pinterest, I wanted 1,000 followers. So if we take a look at these goals, there were 3 of them. Oh no. There were actually only 2 of them that I ended up achieving. So 50 blog posts launched on my website. That was a pretty easy goal as long as I was disciplined and I had a set schedule. It was really easy for me to achieve. So I did get 50 blog posts live on my site. And then the other goal was working on my own. I achieved that within my very first year. And it wasn't the way that I thought that I was going about it, because my goal was always to be a full-time content creator. I wanted to create content for my own brand full-time. So basically what I'm doing right now, that has always been my end goal. But the way that I ended up transitioning out of my full-time job into working for myself was by taking on clients and getting freelancing work. And I remember writing out this goal, and I didn't really think that it was possible. I knew that when I was starting my brand that was the end goal, that I wanted to be working for myself, that I wanted to be my own boss. But within a year, that was a huge, huge freaking goal to set. And I'm glad that I wrote it down and that I said it, because obviously I manifested it, I worked towards it, and it ended up becoming a reality. But some of the other things, like 5,000 a month in income, I didn't hit that. 50,000 Instagram followers, I'm still not at 50,000 Instagram followers. And I set these goals 4 years ago. 5 guest blog posts, I ended up doing 4, so I was pretty close to that goal. And Pinterest, 1,000 followers. I am not sure what I'm trying to do here, but I've got these little tallies. I don't know exactly what that means, if I achieved it or not, but my guess is maybe I didn't hit 1,000 followers. So that was my very first year. Let's see, where do we got 2018? This is 2020. I think this is 2018. Goals that I wanted to achieve. Create a money-making plan and system to generate $9,000 a month, on track to make $100,000 a year. And this is where the transition really happened of, here's just some bullet points that I want to do, things I want to achieve, 5 guest blog posts. I wanted to do 5,000 a month in income, compared to this, create a money-making plan and system to generate. The next one was in terms of just my reach in general. So I wanted 10,000 on Instagram, 15,000 on Pinterest, and 5,000 on YouTube. Then I wanted to increase my lead generation to 300 people a month on my email list. I wanted to hire an assistant or an intern to help improve my time spent on low-level tasks, which if you guys watched my last video talking about productivity and time management, the time value or the monetary value of your time, that's what I was talking about here. And then I wanted to decrease the bounce rate on my website to 40%, increase page views to 20,000 a month. And then I put on there, you got this, babe. Honestly, these goals, I don't know if I take a look at my 2019, I know I did not hit my goal of making 9,000 a month. That did not happen. In terms of my reach, so on Instagram, I was only at 1,800 followers. So no, I did not reach the 10,000. Pinterest, I was around 5,000. So nowhere close to the 15,000. And then on YouTube, I was only at 300. Yep. I don't think I ended up increasing my lead generation. I definitely didn't hire an intern or assistant. I think the only goal I actually achieved here was my bounce rate, decreasing it down to 40%. So again, I think that those were better written goals. Were they totally realistic? Maybe not, but also I didn't have a good strategy and system in place to actually achieve those goals. So then we get to 2019, and this is where things start to get interesting and where I became a bit more advanced with how I set up my journal, and I'm gonna show you guys that so that you can better track what you're doing every single year. And I just think it's so cool to look back on these, as well as it helps you to set practical goals in the future, because you can see this is how much I've grown in the past year, how much can I grow in this future year, instead of just saying from the get-go, I want to get 50,000 Instagram followers. I had like 100 at the time. Like, where was I getting 50,000? I don't freaking know. Okay, so 2019, my goal was to be making 5,000 every month by March. Oh my gosh, you can see just like how my goal setting has evolved, because instead of just saying make 5,000, I then put 5,000 a month by March. So I ended up giving myself a deadline. I absolutely love that. I wanted to have 200 people with the Blog Hustler by January, so the following year. I wanted to increase my lead generation to 300 email subscribers a month, 5,000 on Instagram, 10,000 on Pinterest, 10,000 on YouTube, and then I wanted to increase my site traffic to 25,000 page views a month. So that, in my opinion, is pretty interesting in terms of like how much more realistic I got with setting my goals, because the very first year I wanted 50,000 Instagram followers. The next year I dropped it down to 10,000 Instagram followers, and then once I didn't hit that and I saw how my growth was actually happening on Instagram, I ended up going down to 5,000 Instagram followers. So that's pretty crazy. But another thing that I ended up starting to do here is I started to set personal intentions as well as my goals, and then projects to achieve those goals, which we're going to talk about in a second. The last thing I want to talk about was my 2020 goals and just kind of reflect on those. My very first goal was to make 10,000 a month in revenue. I wanted to make 100,000 this year. I achieved that. I far surpassed that. I wanted to land 500 sales on my paid products. I did that so early on. That was like a pretty low goal for me to set. Reached 200,000 on YouTube. We did that. 25,000 on Instagram. Where I sit today, I need 500 more people on Instagram, and then I will achieve that goal. I wanted to get paid to speak at one conference this year, and this was obviously before COVID hit, so I had no idea that conferences really weren't going to be happening, but I did get invited to speak at 2 conferences. I just didn't get paid. So I like didn't mark that off as yes, I achieved it, but like in a sense, I kind of did. Anyways, the last one was hire an assistant to help me with emails, brand deals, and future opportunities to increase my monthly revenue by $2,000. And I marked that off as achieved. Even though I didn't hire an assistant this year, I ended up bringing on my management team, and they far surpassed my increase of $2,000 a month. I mean, they absolutely crushed it. So let's talk about setting good goals. And I feel like just from the evolution of how I was writing my goals, you guys may have gotten a better understanding of how to set goals, but if you haven't, I just kind of want to break it down. So the very first thing that I do within my journal every year, so this is going to be my 2021 journal. I'm so excited to set it up, but I'm not going to do this yet just because it's not January 1st. So on the very first of the year, probably on the vlog channel, I will do this with you guys. So make sure you're subscribed to the vlog channel, and I will show you step by step what I do. The very start of my journal includes how much money is in my bank account at this current moment, what's on my credit cards, how much debt I have, all of that is at the very, very start of my journal, because one of my goals is to be financially smart and in a good financial place, you know? So obviously that's something that I really wanted to pay attention to, and I do want to create another video all about that, because at the start of 2019, the money that was in my bank account compared to the money that was on my credit cards is insane. And I just want to talk about how I was able to grow my brand into the money-making business that it is today, because I feel like that would help you guys out a ton. So the very next step, I put down the start of the year where I am at. So that means like in 2020, I wrote down my Instagram, my YouTube. So at the start of 2020, I had 5,521 Instagram followers, and on YouTube, I had 40,500 subs. Then I wrote my email list, how many subscribers I had, my paid products, I had how many customers that actually purchased my paid products, how much was my total sales, and how much was my total earnings, because obviously your sales is not what ends up like there's other things that go into it. And then below that, I do a calculation of how much I was able to grow within the past year. So because I've done this in 2019, I've done it in 2020, I'm going to do it in 2021, I could see, okay, this is where I'm starting this year, where did I start last year, and then how much did I end up growing? And that seriously helps you so much to set practical goals. And that's something that I didn't do, obviously, in 2017, 2018. The first year I did it was 2019, so it really helped me a lot with setting goals in 2020, because I better understood my growth rate and what I thought I could realistically achieve, instead of that dang 50,000 Instagram subscribers in a year, still haven't achieved that type of thing. And then the next tip that I have for you guys is set goals for the next 3 to 5 years. And this is something that's actually broken down in my blueprint. So if you guys don't want to just keep like rewatching this video over and over again, definitely get the blueprint. It's totally affordable, and the link is included in the description bar down below. But if you write your goals for the next 3 to 5 years, it gives you more of a purpose and an understanding of the direction that you want to go. Now, that does not mean that you have to 100% stick to those goals, because when I originally created the content bug, I had no idea I was going to start a YouTube channel. I had no idea my brand was going to be at this point. I thought that I was going to be a course creator, a motivational speaker, and my original vision for my brand has definitely changed. But because I had a bigger picture, I had something to work towards. And they can be really, really crazy things. So like for me, one of my things I wanted to achieve by 2022, so I still got a couple years, is reach 400,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is definitely practical. I want to make 500,000 a year. I want to host my first event, conference, or retreat. Have I even talked to you guys about that? I don't know if I have, but that's like one of my huge goals that I want to do. I've got other goals that aren't just monetary or numbers. I've got other like personal goals that I want to achieve type of thing. But once you have those goals written down, then you can kind of break them down into what are the baby steps to get there. So for me, my goal to make 500,000 a year, that directly relates to make my first $10,000 a month. I wanted to make $100,000 that year. And these were my stepping stones to achieve those bigger goals, okay? And another important thing to remind yourself when you're writing down goals, one, don't just make them all about the numbers or like how many subscribers you want to have, how much money you want to have, like all of that stuff. Yes, my main goals, I like to set 5 goals every year. My main goals, 3 of them were kind of number driven. So how much money I wanted to make, how many sales I wanted to have in my paid products, and then how many subscribers on YouTube, followers on Instagram, those 3 goals. And then I had 2 other ones, one to get paid to speak at a conference and then hire an assistant. Those were other goals. But then below that, I have other thoughts and personal intentions that I want to achieve that year. So one good thing to remember when you're setting goals is you don't want it to be too vague and too broad that you don't know when you actually achieve it, you know? So setting the goal of to be working on my own, that was very broad, because yes, I did technically achieve that goal in 2017, but I didn't achieve my end goal of only working for myself. I was able to hit that because I was taking on clients, but that wasn't the end goal there. Another thing to remember is putting an end date on things or specifications. When I wanted to make my first $10,000, it was my first $10,000 month. And I could have even been more specific on that. I could have been, I want to make $10,000 on just affiliate marketing in 1 month. You know, like you can get as specific as you want, but you don't want it to be too broad, and you also want to set an end date for yourself. And that may just be like at the end of 2021, I want to achieve these goals, and that's totally fine. But if I wanted to, let's say I had the goal of making $100,000 this year, when I wrote that in 2019, so I didn't say I wanted to make $100,000 that year, but I wanted to be making $5,000 every month by March. So that gave me a couple of months to increase my income. So then by March, I was making $5,000, which was then going to help me to get to that point of making $100,000. If you just say, oh, I want to make $10,000 a month, and I wanna, like, hopefully that's gonna lead me to $100,000 a year type of thing. If you hit your first $10,000 month in November, and your other months you were only making like $3,000, you're obviously not going to hit your $100,000 mark. You know, I don't know if this is making any sense. Now, something else to consider is the overall health of your business, okay? Because like I said, it's not all about the numbers. It's not about how many subscribers you have, how much money you're making. There's a lot that goes into it. And one of my goals that was pretty consistent through some of these years was about my email list. It's not something I talk about a lot, but growing my email list is obviously important to me. Growing my paid products is important to me. Building out my team, like hiring on a management team, that was important to me. And there's a lot of different levels and areas within your business, and you don't want one area to slack so much because you're focused on building another area up. Now, how the heck do you actually achieve those goals? This is the next page on my journal, stepping stones. In 2020, some of my stepping stones, I wanted to get a MacBook so that I could work from anywhere. Did that. I wanted to improve the audio quality on the mic within my camera, or I wanted to improve the audio quality by getting a mic for my camera, because then I thought that was going to take my YouTube videos up a notch, and I do think it did. I wanted to collaborate with some bigger YouTubers because that was going to get my name out there and just kind of like expand a little bit more. I wanted to land at least 3 sponsorships, get noticed by some of my favorite companies, and I actually wrote down 8 companies, and I was noticed by 2 of them, which was pretty cool. Become an LLC, create a specific bank account for my business. I wanted to consider changing my brand away from TCB. I did that. I wanted to share more daily behind the scenes. Did that. Create 3 new paid products because that was going to increase my income. I did not do that. Those were my stepping stones and things that I wanted to do to achieve my goals. And that step is critical, and I think it's a step that a lot of people miss out on, and what is holding maybe a lot of you guys back. If you're just setting goals but you don't actually have a plan to achieve it, you're never going to achieve those goals. Like I said, I'm not really a big pusher of my paid products. I guess you can say I really don't try to sell you guys a lot on my YouTube channel, but I do have the Blow It Up Blueprint, and it really does help you to break down this whole entire process and also teach you. It more so shares like how you can break this down into the next 90 days and then break it down into 2 weeks so that you can actually achieve your goals and all of that stuff. But I'm excited to start my 2021 journal. I mean, how cute is this? Like, I love it. And set my goals for the new year. Let's talk about that really quickly before I leave you guys. Some of my goals for this next year, I've got big ones. Now, I don't have them set in stone yet because I do want to take a look at everything that I achieved in 2020 and how much my brand has grown, because I did start out this year with only 40,000 subscribers, and I'm thinking I'm going to end this year with 300,000 subscribers. So my growth has been pretty crazy this last year, but beyond that, personal goals that I will have all my credit card debt is already paid off. All of my student loans will be paid off by the end of 2020. So that is something that I can mark off and be like, yes, heck yes, did that. But in 2021, my business is becoming an S Corp, which is really exciting. I am actually going to hire my first real employee, which is great because I am going to put myself on payroll, and then I will have all of those systems set up in place that I can put someone else on payroll as well. So I already have someone in mind lined up. We've already talked about it, and I'm very excited for that next step within my business. I would like to be able to save, I am going to, this is my goal for 2021. I'm going to save $100,000 next year, which is crazy because that was like my goal this year, was to make $100,000, and just knowing the growth of my business and where it's going, saving $100,000, I know that's totally practical. I want to start creating physical products, which is, again, insane. So I want to come out with merch and other things for you guys. I would love to like create a journal or planner that breaks down this process. Like I said, it is like broken down in the blueprint. I would love to actually create something physical to give you guys. That's my like system and strategy that also I can use myself, which would be awesome. Yeah, I'm excited. 2021, I think it's going to be a very big year. 2020 was a bigger year than I could have ever expected, but I think 2021, it's just going to be filled with a lot of blessings. And once I actually come up with all of my goals, I'll film a vlog for you guys, and I will do a full breakdown of this is where I'm at the start of the year, this is what I achieved this past year, and this is what I want to achieve next year. So make sure you guys are subscribed to my vlog channel, as well as Vlogmas is happening right now. So Ayo, I didn't even show you guys my shirt from the Vlogmas Queen. I felt like this was only fitting for this video. I've talked to you guys enough. Do you want to see fancy? By the way, this is my setup right now. So I've got my tripod, I've got all my journals in front of me, my phone, water bottle, window lighting, got my little fancy girl, and then I also have a light over here to illuminate more so from that side. But, little fancy girl. She's so cute. That is it for this video. Since it's a long one, I love coming up with sayings that you guys can write in the comments so I know that you guys stuck around to the end. Okay, put this. 2021 will be my year. 2021 will be my year. Yes, I love that. I'm so excited. New Year's get me freaking hype. I love them so much. So gosh, I love this stuff. Anyways, that is it. I have seriously talked way too much, but this red hair is like really popping off today. Ooh, I love it. Okay, guys, I'm gonna shut up. Bye.